We back, we back, we back, we back, we are back. Shout out to everybody that's gonna catch this and on the replay because this is rather early than my normal. So I know it's not gonna be too many people in here. And I try to do a lot of I'm gonna start trying to do a little bit of afternoon ride home videos so I can catch some of these people in the afternoon to check out my content because I think the early bird do gets the worm, but a lot of birds don't want to get up early, say the least. But shout out to everybody that's gonna come through on this replay. Get some of this high quality H2O. But anywho, we're gonna get on into how I came about with the name Sheet We Here. Um, I was on Miss Shirley OG Gardening channel, and she said, "You always say we here. Who is we?" And I'm like, "The people, the chat." And I laughed. Then I was on Motivation with the Weightlift Geek, and we just got into a conversation, and I told him this is how I came about She We Here. So on my other channel, I used to always go to people's channel, talk to them, support them, and stuff like that. Because I meet people on different channels. If you say something in the chat that's profound, or if you just promote your channel, I go check it out. I'll sub to you, but depending on what you say and how you say it, and from there and so forth, I pretty much um always try to be in your chat as much as possible. So that's what I do with a lot of channels and stuff. So when it come down to it, it's crazy to say the least that, going into a lot of channels, I didn't see that many people. When you start your channel, I don't care who you are. If you don't promote yourself, nobody's coming to your channel. If nobody knows you, nobody know you exist. You can have the best content, but you will cease to exist amongst everybody else. And I found that to be true by one content creator has awesome content, but very few people come to his channel. And this is a lot of other content creators that have awesome content, but a lot of people just don't show up and don't come because either they don't promote their channel, nobody really know them like that, or they got in the beefs where nobody wants to pick a side, so they want to pick a side, so they go to the other side, and so forth. But even with women channel I went on, got some real nice channels, and they're promoted well. They're pushed good, but to a degree, just have no bearings on the other people that want to come to their channel. And it's crazy because when you have good content, typically, like they say, it speaks for itself. So all in all, that's why I always say we here. Because if no one is in the chat, no one's supporting you, you got to do this like you in front of millions. You got to do it like you're doing it live, baby. So when it comes down to it, it's always a point to where you have to, be entertaining to yourself, and then you can be entertaining to others. So when I always come in the chat, the first thing I say is we here, and you hear it in a lot of people's voice. Yeah, man, we here. What's going on? What's going on? And you know, uh, dang, what Stingray? I think it's Cool Stingray. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. All these different names and stuff. But Stingray pointed out how I always throw up the hands in every chat I go to. I always say we here, and I throw up the hands. And I told him, I said, yeah, that's my signature. That's my signature. When I come to your chat, throw the hands up. That's the We Here signature. So a lot of people notice that, start noticing that, you know. And then the plus, they like the We Here. Same thing with Big Duke, you know. Big Duke was talking to Big Duke one day, and we was on the panel, and he was like, "I'm still in that. We here. I'm still in that. Brother. This is this is like Frank Lucas. You know, this is a business name. This is back. This is a branding. You know, you can't mess with that. I'm telling you, you cannot mess with that. But say the least, man. You know, shout out to Big Duke. You know, Duke uh, got into competitions and stuff like that, and let them know we here. And so, like I said, it's just the name that rings bells. You know, same thing to another channel I seen, and the guy come in my chat, or one could be, but mostly I think it's a guy. We building over here. Oh, it is a guy. I think I'm with his channel. Yeah, we building over here. That channel right there, just the name alone, I'm like, man, that rings bells. We building over here. I'm like Big Duke now. I'm still in that. I'm still in that. You know, I'm shout out to Big Duke. You know, when he get his kids motivated, you know, we working with a group of kids, talking to them about football and basketball and stuff. I'ma tell him, hey, that's it. One of my biggest uh, motivators was my coach. He always, like, every year we had a theme and everything. So it was always DMX because he talking about how DMX had that dog in him, that fight in him. And you know, we used to wrestle, so he's like, hey man, you gotta be a beast out there on that mat, you know. And so um one year we was going to state. I think as a matter of fact it was our second year, and DMX came out with that song. Here we go again. Same old ish. It's just a different day. Here we go again. A dog got to do what a dog got to do. And so it's like it motivated us to, you know, hey, we're going back to state. Here we go again, you know. And then another year came out with that, bring it. What? We right here. We're not going anywhere. We right here. I was like, man, we here. We right here. We here. I'm like, man, yeah. Yeah, they're just letting the people know we here. So I adapted that name really from there and start going into the chats. I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. We here, you know. And so therefore, moving forward, you know, like I did promotion. So that was one of my biggest things, to have some signature, like rappers. Rappers have ad libs, and we here is my ad lib, you know. Call myself a YouTube rapper. But you know, that's my ad lib, you know, with the hands. Every time I go in any chat, you know, hey, throw them hands up. That's my ad lib, that's my name. So pretty much that's how I came up with, you know, we here and so forth. And the rest is history. But at the same time though, when it come down to it, like I said, I mostly try to support a lot of channels. You know, you might see me jump from channel to channel. You knew at it again media, they always say, yeah, she in here, then he gone for, he might be in here for 5 minutes, then he gone, you know, because I be trying to support a lot of good channels, you know, and sometimes to a degree, a lot of the smaller channels don't really get that much love. So, you know, I shout them out, you know, share them. And typically what I've been doing now is try to stay on my content, because I try to share a lot of channels that reflects my content. But I think I'm gonna get back into it, you know, just sharing everybody's channel and stuff, because hey, everybody got a voice, and to a degree, hey, if people like your content, they're gonna rock with you. If they don't like your content, they're not rocking with you. You know, prime example. I'm always losing subs. I'm always gaining subs. That don't really matter to me because my goal is the message. Hey, if you don't want to listen to what I got to say, cool by any means. If you don't like that I socialize on other channels and all that stuff, cool by any means. My bread come off me doing hard work. It don't come from social media. You know, I live regardless. I sit here, I put in the work speaks for itself. You know, like I said, I give bare bones information that anybody could just put the test and make it work. You know, most of this stuff people just don't know. They find out, and then the stuff that I do go into detail about, you know, I try to provide videos majority of the time when I can to actually see these things where you can go and research them for yourself because that's one of the biggest things with a lot of people, not being able to research what other people are saying. So if I'm telling you something, it's in your best interest to go look it up. You know, it's the blind leading the blind method to where I could tell you can go to the bank and get a loan for $100,000 cash, just like that. I hear so many of these people talk like this on YouTube, Instagram, and all this stuff. But then when you do your research, they're not telling you that you got to have your credit to a degree. They're not telling you you're not getting personal loans like that, but you can get a business loan like that. You know, so these are the things that you need to learn in order to be successful. So that's why I try to provide some level of information to start the conversation for you to do the research. You know, one of my friends, I was explaining to him how to go into a quad, stay in one of the units, and then so forth after a year or two, move out, go get you a house, rent that fourth unit out, and there you go. You know, you got 4 units pulling in passive income because on average you're gonna have 2 units just paying for that one building. So if you have 4 units, those other 2 units, what do you think they're gonna be doing? Same thing, paying for the building, paying for your house. Seen this one guy, he did that hack to where he bought a quad, he stayed in one, then he turned around and took the quad, rented all the units out, and that quad pays for itself and a portion of his house he bought because he bought a bigger house, more money. So it actually pays for that. And I'm like, hey, that's a good deal. You know, dude, if he bought a cheaper house, he could live rent free, but to a degree, hey, who wants to stay in a cheaper house when you're balling like that? That's the whole significance of it is not trying to ball like that. Ball on a budget. Don't really be going at all this high end and high so-called value type deal. Like, understand your pockets, know what you're doing, know how you move. Like, that's the key. Saving your money. Have money for rainy days. I always talk about people who have, literally say they have no money. You have stuff of value. Sell it. Offer up Facebook Marketplace, Macari, eBay, Craigslist is still relevant. You know, selling stuff. You have money, you just don't have that physical money. You could sell these things and make money. You know, and like I said, the whole point, like I started the sheet we here. I wanted to help promote people channels, and then at the same time, I wanted to give some information. You know, even though I started my bones dealing with a lot of guys in their spaces, you know, it evolved to me trying to, help the majority by getting over there and giving them information, because sometimes it was some misleaded, misguided information with people. And so I try to tend to, hey, steer them in the right direction, show them, hey, man, You can do this. Hey man, this is a better way. Hey, I did it this way. I live this way. I've been married for this long. So it do work. But the point is you gotta put in the work. And that's one of the biggest things, how many people are willing to put in the work. Because when you're putting in the work, you're gonna get results. And I mean that's just the crazy part about it is, hey, you gotta do something, you gotta learn from somewhere. So when it comes down to it, that's when you start getting the benefits of it, you know. And like I said, with me starting the channel and naming it She We Here, it's just all about trying to encourage people to, hey, keep your channel up, man. Keep your channel up. It starts off slow. Nobody really wants to, go to other people's channel and explore out. So you got to make yourself known. That was one of the biggest things I started doing was going to different panels, talking to people, just giving my information. Because that whole thing of everybody has a story, everybody do has a story, but who really wants to listen? Everybody can be content creators, and nobody can want to listen. So that's the whole thing. Keeping your audience engaged, giving the information, and to whom it may, there you go. Starts there. So a lot of people tend to, just say, man, I'm not getting a lot of people on my channel. Well, who are you? Who knows you? Who go to your channel? You know, who likes your content? That's one of the biggest things, Are you going to other people's channel, talking up, getting on the panels, promoting yourself? Yeah, I got a channel. It's easy ways of sliding in there without just saying, "Hey, y'all, come to my channel." Then you're going against the host, or ask the host, "Can you promote your channel?" You know, there's ways of doing it that way. But just to say you don't like other people's channel and your channel's better, if it is, the people will be there. The old saying is, if you build it, they will come. And to a degree, if nobody knows you, how are they coming to your channel? So when it comes down to it, you got to promote yourself. Like I said, with the sheet we hear and the hands, every time I come in the chat, it's like my calling card. Rappers have their, catchphrases and all ad libs. Jeezy with the ha ha, and Lil Jon with the yeah, all that. You know, so I mean, look at Dave Chappelle did a video of all the sounds of Lil Jon, and it's funny. But to a degree, once it catches on, that's your calling card. That's your thing. So with talking amongst a lot of people in their channels and stuff, you just start getting an understanding of how you evolving, how you moving, and so forth. So with that being said, shout out to everybody. I'm finna get out of here. But like I say, the rule of thumb, you know, have an understanding of how you want to promote your channel. Have an understanding like you can rebrand yourself. You know, that my old channel, I rebranded the name and I might end up changing it again. I only had like 37 subs, and the funny part is I don't even go on that channel and somebody unsub. I didn't even like. I don't care, you know. But the thing is, it's funny, you know. If they know a couple of my last videos, I always talked about this channel She We Here. So they said, well, he don't post over here no more. I'm gonna unsub. I pretty much don't unsub from people unless you just that crazy of a person. Other than that, I just turn off your notification. But needless to say, like I said, I'm about to get out of here once again. Shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out, we in the building. I always say we here and we gone.